JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. A lot of confusion on this PPP loan forgiveness and threats and being reported that if you don't file for forgiveness within 10 months of the end of your covered period, that the loan won't be forgiven. And it's just hogwash. And anybody that's reporting that, any bank that's saying it, is ignorant. They're not paying attention to the details. So this is 100% based on fact, and I'm going to put a link in the body of the video that you can go and read this for yourself, but this is based on the Federal Register, that is the SBA and Treasury Department rules, specifically 13 CFR 120. I'm putting a link to it. It's section 4.2b that talks about this issue. It's also just right on the SBA PPP Loan Forgiveness webpage, and I'm going to give you a link to that. And it's also from the SBA FAQs on PPP loans number 49. And so now I'm going to walk through with you. The fact of the matter is, if you file for forgiveness within 10 months from the end of your covered period, you won't have to start making payments. But you have all the way until the maturity of the loan to file for forgiveness and receive forgiveness, period. So, should you file for forgiveness now? Yes, if you got PPP in 2020. No, if you got PPP in 2021. How long are payments deferred? This is where people are getting confused, but payments are deferred on your PPP loan. Now, this is for 1 and 2. It is deferred when you take the date of disbursement plus 24 weeks, that's the covered period, plus the 10 months. That's how long payments are deferred. So an example is the earliest anybody could have got PPP in 2020 would be April 3rd, the day that it opened. So 24 weeks from there would be September 18th of 2020. 10 months from there would be July 18th of 2021. That's how long the payments are deferred. Number 3, when must a borrower submit PPP loan forgiveness application? You would want to submit it within this time period to not have to make any payments on it. But when you look to go, when must a borrower submit the PPP loan forgiveness? Very specific in 13 CFR 120 section 4.2b. And this is published this year in 2021. It says anytime on or before the PPP loan maturity. Well, when does the PPP loan mature? The PPP loan does not mature 24 weeks plus 10 months from the date of disbursement. The PPP loan maturity we get from PPP FAQs by the SBA number 49. I'm giving you a link to it. Specifically states 2 years is the maturity date if the PPP was received before June 4th, 2020. 5 years is the PPP maturity date if the PPP was received on or after June 5th, 2020. That applies for whether it's PPP 1.0 or PPP 2.0. So if you don't file for forgiveness within 24 weeks plus 10 months, will the PPP loan not be forgiven? No. 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 These are two separate things. So many are reporting falsely, because they're not really paying attention, that if you don't file for forgiveness within 10 months of the end of your covered period, the SBA is not going to forgive the PPP loan. It's just false. When you hit that time period, covered period plus 10 months, you start making payments on it. But you have until the loan maturity date to file for forgiveness, and the SBA will give you forgiveness if, of course, you spend it properly. So I'm giving you links to all this. It's indisputable. It doesn't matter what the bank says. It doesn't matter what you heard. It doesn't matter what somebody else told you. What matters is going to the source. Okay? A bank doesn't trump the SBA and the Treasury Department rules. That's what that is. Okay? No one trumps that. So when you're getting your information related to this, go to the source. That's what I've given you. All right, hey, I'm a CPA practicing for 28 years in the trenches. The things that I'm advising my clients, I'm deciding might be good videos, so putting it in here for you. So if you've gotten here, you've gotten some value out of this, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. All right, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.